Hey everyone, how's it going tonight? My name's Spencer, and welcome to Best Ball Draft Addicts. Tonight is a special random episode where I'm just going live because it is my 100th Dinger draft tonight. So I'm super excited about that. We are 2/3 of the way after tonight through my journey to Maxville, this contest. And yeah, so I'm not going to waste any time, guys. I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I'll let you all know how much longer. If anybody jumps on and wants to get in, they can. And if not, we're just going to roll with whoever this is, whoever's in there. Let's see. Oh, I literally just missed. It's at 11 more. Now 10 more. So, well, I was about to just jump right in, but we'll sit here and hang out and talk for a minute. 9 more, so at least it's going pretty quickly. But yeah, no, so tonight, 100 drafts. I'm going to be coming up soon on Monday. I'll record because I'm working tomorrow, but on Monday, I'll record my 100 exposures video. So anyone who saw I did through 50 drafts, I did a video where I went and broke down my exposures and who I had and who I've been drafting, what my strategy was, what it was going to be. And I'm going to do the same thing here coming up. I'm just on a transparent journey with you guys, talking about my thoughts. And I'll tell you, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. So we're at 8 more to start now. So it's feeling pretty good. So that's nice. But yeah, this is exciting. This is exciting. I knew, like I said, I was just going to go live last night. I wasn't even going to go on for this, but last night, whenever we were drafting, if anyone saw the video, Billy Jones said, why don't you do a special event for your 100th draft? And I was like, well, I was planning on doing that with my exposures video, but you know what? Yeah, I'll just do a random go live and see what happens. And we'll just do this. And then tomorrow night, just for anyone who wants to know, over on Stacking Dingers, Brad and Jason are going to be drafting together. So this will be their second show. And I'm going to jump in with that tomorrow night, assuming that I can. I should be able to. 7 more to start, by the way. But yeah, that's a lot of fun over there. Our next scheduled draft here will be on Tuesday night. So we'll have our normal time that we go live Tuesday night at 9. But yeah, 6 more to start. So we're moving along good. If anyone, 5 more to start. All right. We're cooking with gas now. So if anyone that does want to jump in, that comes on here, hey, jump on in. And if not, like I said, we'll just see who's in there once this fills. I don't know if you all been following along with spring training, but today was an exciting day. There was a lot of good stuff, a lot of homers today. I always love just looking and watching the highlights of spring training. 4 more to start. So we're getting there. So far, my 2 of my pitchers that are heavily drafted pitchers of mine, Yuri Perez and Bubba Chandler, they both had their second start today. Neither of them looked good in either their first 2 starts. I have my exposures tool pulled up here, and I do not have it updated through our drafts from last night because I wanted to save to download my CSV after the 100th one tonight. 3 more to start. I'm at 22.9% Yuri Perez in the Dinger, and I'm at the exact same 22.9% of Bubba Chandler in the Dinger. I probably should be a little careful with how much I am drafting those guys moving forward, just in case. Bobby, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you here. Bobby Boucher, let's go. Look at that. Good to see you in here. I'm learning more and more about this StreamYard business. So now I know I can put the comments up there like that. That's pretty sweet. And Bobby, thank you so much again for showing me how to increase the size of the draft board last night. That was awesome. Speaking of, let me go ahead and get that updated because we're now at 2 more. We are now at 2 more to get going, guys. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get my screen ready to share with y'all. But yeah, tonight I'm just going to sort of give my thoughts on my team. I'm going to be looking up exposure. So as I go, because one thing that for sure I'm going to be doing in my final 50, and I'll really talk about this more in my next video of the exposures breakdown, but in my final 50 drafts, I'm going to really be trying to hone in on guys that I haven't taken. That's really going to be a big thing. Bobby, no problem, man. Setup looking great now, professional even. Hey, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay. Add to stage. Look at this. Look at this. Look at us go. All right. Okay. So for draft number 100, I got pick number 9, and Bobby's in here with me. Glad to have you in here, Bobby. Brad's in here too. What's going on, Brad? Junior SB, how's it going, man? Good to have you in here tonight. Are you in this room, buddy? Are you in here? Brad, glad to see that you jumped on here with us. I'm looking to see if there's any other names or handles that I recognize. I don't think so. Brad, you're hiding. You're not doing a good job of it. Okay. So, Brad, let's see. Bobby got pick 6. I got 9, and Brad got 11. 6, 9, and 11. All right. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge. No shockers here. So, at pick 9, my most common pick from pick 9 is Tatis or Julio. Corbin Carroll is who I have the least of, and Jose Ramirez, 2.4% each of them. So I think, well, you know what? This is my 100th team. I'm pivoting on the fly. I'm going to draft tonight based off of my favorite picks, period. I'm not going to actually worry about shares. And that's what I'm going to do. I have a question for you real quick, Brad. Did you see, I'm assuming you've probably seen Stranger Things. So I'll tell you guys a little story while we're waiting to come to my pick. So I never watched Stranger Things back whenever it came out. I heard everyone talk about how good Stranger Things was for years. And I always was just like, I knew it would be the type of show that I could get into. But when Stranger Things came out, it was right around the time of the ending of Game of Thrones. You have not seen it, Brad. Okay. And Junior SB, you are not in here. You will get in one of these days. Hey, buddy, Tuesday night. That's our next scheduled. Okay. My favorite pick is Tatis. That's what I'm going to do. Again, I'm going with my favorite picks tonight in this draft. So back to Stranger Things. So I never watched it. And then all of these years, like I said, Game of Thrones had come out. I was really burned because I absolutely hated the end of Game of Thrones. And then Stranger Things was coming on. I remember telling Corey in particular, because he was who was on me to watch it from the get-go. I'm like, you know what? I'll wait. I'll see how it goes. Maybe one of these years I'll get around to it. And then whenever season 5 was going to be coming out right around Thanksgiving time, I again had Corey be like, Spence, you got to watch it. And Doug are telling me, you got to watch it. Stranger Things is so good. The final season's coming out. It's so good. I'm like, okay, you know what? New season's coming out. It released on Thanksgiving. I saw a bunch of hype around for it. And I was like, you know what? Let's just start it. And how they released the final season of Stranger Things on Netflix, it was weird. Like they released, oh man, this is pretty sweet. Ellie De La Cruz falling to me here. I like that start a lot. So they released the first, it was a 9-episode or an 8-episode season, and they released the first 4 episodes on Thanksgiving. Then they released 3 episodes on Christmas, and then they waited till New Year's and released the finale. So after Thanksgiving, when they released the first 4, I binged the whole show from Thanksgiving to Christmas. And I started in season 1, and I just went right through it. And so that's how I experienced the show, waiting all these years, binging from season 1. And it took me a month because it's not like I paid attention. And I fell in love with the show in the first episode. It is, if anyone who's ever seen Stranger Things, the first 30 minutes of the first episode will grip you, and it's fascinating, and it makes you care about the characters, and it's a really cool story, and it's really, really awesome. I loved it. Season 1, so good. Season 2, I enjoyed. Season 3, and I was talking with Corey and Duggar, the two guys that have been trying to get me to watch that show. I was telling them my thoughts along the way, even though I knew they couldn't give me spoilers. But I was just like, this is what I think as we go. And I enjoyed it through season 3. Season 4, I really didn't like the beginning of, and then it picked up, and I was really liking the end of season 4. And season 4 ended on a great cliffhanger. So now I'm all pumped because it's coming to Christmas, and I've got where I can watch now all of season 5 to lead up to New Year's, where I can watch the finale. Well, I will just say this. Brad, you've not seen it. It's probably for the best. Just stay and don't watching it, because season 5, in my personal opinion, was terrible. Not the entire thing, but most the entire thing. Okay, so you did the same thing with Lost, binged it. Well, most people talked about, let's talk about fantasy baseball. You're killing me, Small. So I'll get back to that. I was just going on a tangent here. But basically, the point is that I couldn't stand it. So at this point, I wouldn't even recommend going and watching it. So I'll leave it there. Enough to talk about that. But the beginning was good. I did enjoy the beginning of it. So we are coming back around to my pick in round 3. So I normally talk fantasy baseball all the time, by the way. So this is just a random drop tonight. I'm just doing this draft live with you guys. So we're coming to my round 3. I've got my middle. I've got an infield and an outfield. I usually hear look, of course, at going outfield. That's probably what it's going to be based off of who I've got. I could go with the Jackson Merrill if I want to stack, but I know exactly who I want to take depending on who makes it these next 2 picks. So let's just wait and see what happens here. Bobby, I see you got Wyatt Langford there. So you started with Witt, Vladdy, and Langford. I like that a lot. And Brad, he started with Jose and Skubal. I like the Skubal start there, Brad. I know you don't do that often. All right, great. Perfect. So this guy's been killing it. He had 2 home runs today, Mr. Jarren Duran, a guy who I've been taking a lot. I drafted him in the auction the other night that I did, the Bubba and the Bloom auction draft. And I was glad to get him in there. But, man, he's killing it so far. He's looking great. But I've been a fan of his the last couple of years, and he puts up points like crazy in this. All right, let's see what Brad goes with here. I'm assuming you're going to go with your first outfield. Let's check it out. Jarren Duran was easy for me over Riley Green. I'm actually really glad that he fell. Jackson Merrill. Yeah, I would have gone with Jackson Merrill, actually, if I wanted to go stack. Not specifically going to look to stack this team. Again, this team, I'm just going to sort of take my favorite plays as we go. All right. Now we're coming back around. Who'd you just get, Brad? Taylor Ward, great pick. All right, 1 pick away. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Soderstrom. Okay. All right. Easy peasy. Freddie Freeman. Lock it up. I clicked on Cody Bellinger. It said he's dealing with a back injury, but Freddie Freeman is just so good. And again, I'm trying to just draft the best players I can with this 100th team. I'm going to go back and look at this quite a bit, probably just because it'll be the 100, and I want to make sure that it's a team that I like. So far, I'm a big fan. The outfield, infield start. And Brad, so he's got the 1-1-2 start. Hap 4 to so let's see here. Altona says, Hap 4-1. What format is this? 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1 What are we looking at here? Let me pull up this board. Let's see here. Okay. Got it. I was so off the four. So Ian Happ first pick around four. Whenever I'm looking at the StreamYard screen, it's really small. It's hard for me to see the picks. I have to go over and click on a different tab in order to see the draft board. So it's kind of hard. I can lose track easily, but that's all right. I still can follow along pretty well here on this. And I got my iPad over here to the left, but yeah, Ian Happ at 4-1. That is even high. That's a lot higher than what it should have been, even what his ADP is. But this is Underdog, where literally outfields are supreme. I mean, everyone drafts outfields way sooner than anything normal. And yeah, he was a stack piece with Seiya, so that's definitely something that's going to throw a lot of things that look normal and a lot of other drafts is going to throw it off an Underdog, because a lot of people like me are drafting tons of teams, and so you want to stack teams and try different things along the way. And when you have pick 12, like, I don't know this person that has pick 12, but the person who does have pick 12, they may have had pick 12 quite a bit already, and they might just be trying something different. But it's never really that bad of a thing to reach up to stack. However, one of my things that I talk about a lot is making sure that when you are stacking, you don't overspend, because stacking is good. Team stacking can really help, especially if the team that you pick is really hot come the playoffs. Like, yeah, it's great if they're good and they help your team make the playoffs, because of course that's what matters. You got to get there first. But if the Cubs, for instance, have a stretch of greatness in September, which is very well possible, they could be pushing for the wild card for sure, or the division. I mean, they could end up beating the Brewers. That easily could happen. I'm assuming that the Brewers are going to take that. I do think that the Reds and the Pirates are going to be a lot more competitive this year, and probably both of those teams will be looking at maybe fighting for a wild card. The Cardinals, no, they aren't going to be there. So we can just put them down at the bottom. But not this year, at least. Hopefully, moving forward in the future for the Cardinals. I am a Cardinals fan, but I'm a realist, and I know that they suck. And I'm glad that they suck and embrace sucking. JJ Weatherholt's looking good. That's something that I'm liking quite a bit. That's for sure. All right, so Bobby's got a 2-2 start, and make that a 2-3 start. Bobby, who'd you just grab there? O'Neill Cruz. I saw O'Neill homer again today. And yeah, Altona. Yeah, no problem, buddy. I appreciate it. And yeah, O'Neill Cruz, whenever he homers, God, it looks so easy, doesn't it? It just looks so easy. Remember back a few years ago, whenever he crushed a homer right on opening day, and then he got hurt. It was like the second game, sliding into home plate. That was so depressing. All right, back to me. Now, what I really want to do here is to go outfield, because that's kind of the thing to do. I don't want to get too far behind. However, both Manny and Austin Riley are phenomenal picks for my team here. Who has the bigger upside, Manny or Austin Riley? This is tough. It could be either. Honestly, I'm going to go with Austin Riley as the bigger upside and take Austin Riley. But that's tough. Manny is more dependable. Bobby says, do you make it out to Cardinal games each year? We made it for the first time last year. Awesome park. Oh, man. Yeah, I have gone to Cardinals games my whole life. I try to go to at least 1 or 2 games a year. My first Cardinals game was when I was like 10 years old. And then I started going to games a lot once I got my driver's license, and that was in 2000. So that's whenever I really started, because I would drive up there. I lived 2 hours away, and my parents, they trusted me, and I would literally drive up there and go to games by myself sometimes whenever I was young. I wouldn't advise that for people nowadays, but I did, and everything was fine. So, but yeah, I usually try to go to a couple games a year. Last year was rough. I only went to one game, but it was the game that I went to. If I showed you a picture of the stadium, it was just so brutal. I mean, there was nobody there. All right. This is a guy who I've been gambling with. I'm just going to do it again. And Mr. Mike Trout. And let's just hope that he stays healthy. If he doesn't, then oh well, that's fine. It is fine. I am going to lower and my final 50, my Mike Trout exposures. I'm at 21.7% in the dinger, and I do want to bring that down in my final 50. I want to finish probably around 15% or so. Bobby, was that your first time going to Busch Stadium? So Busch Stadium is gorgeous, by the way. I've been to a bunch of different fields, and I know that I'm biased. I've never been to Pittsburgh, but I hear Pittsburgh is phenomenal. But I love Busch Stadium and just like the whole area around it that they've built up over the last few years. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. The expert. I think that Trout, even if he gets hurt, he still can be great in the time that he plays, especially on here where you don't have to worry about this is a website you only have to worry about points, batting average doesn't matter. Every one of us knows how good Trout is and how much power he has. Bobby, who'd you just grab there? Is that I gotta like look in real close here. Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease, did he have a rough game today? Brad, is Jason holding me hostage? No, I don't think so. And then, yep, stopped in STL and Casey while driving across the country. Both were fun stadiums. Oh, yeah, no, Casey is great too. Casey is great. Yeah, the price is right, but best ball especially, 100%. He did. Cease pitch good today. All right, good, because I didn't see. Done with Trout. Moving on. Moving on. All right, Bobby, what you gonna do here? Chris Sale just went. I was hoping Chris Sale was going to fall to me. That's who I was going to take if he fell. Vinny P, great pick. All right, Brad, you know exactly what I'm about to do here. You can go ahead and tell everyone if you want, and if not, it's all right. I'm about to click the button. Strider pitch today, topped out at 93 miles an hour. Don't tell Duggar. I was wondering because I actually saw that he pitched, and I clicked on the little highlight video, which was literally just like 3 strikeouts. And so it was only 3 pitches, and every one of them was a breaking pitch. And I'm like, yeah. All right, who's it going to be, Brad? The answer is Mike Trout's teammate, Joe Adell. Bring him home. Yeah, chopped out at 93. See, this is exactly what I've been talking about this whole time with Strider. I want Strider to be good. Please, Strider, be good. I hope that he is, but if he is, he's not going to be on my teams. And I'll look back and be like, well, maybe I should have mixed them in a few times, but I'm not. I think that I might just stick with the straight 0 Strider shares in the dinger. I've taken him in a couple others like the bunts and whatever. I've drafted him a few times over there just for the sake of clicking his name occasionally. But yeah, I could have gone Cags. Actually, maybe I should have gone Cags instead of Adell. Dang, I didn't scroll down enough. I saw Adell. I knew what I was going to do there. Yep, good pick. I'm a Braves fan, really hoping he's good, but also staying lower than 5% in this. Yeah, talking about Sale. Bobby, is that who you're talking about? I'm assuming so. I'm just sort of buying in on Sale's health. But the thing is, I know that could burn me, obviously. But a lot of times I'll just commit to something like that and say, hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Oh, Strider. Yeah. Duh. Strider. That's what we were just talking about. Okay. This is going to be my first pitcher, Jacob deGrom, right along the same veins as Chris Sale, where If DeGrom gets hurt again, it's fine. It's fine. And the expert says Strider is one of my top 3 favorite active pitchers, but I'm fading usually this year. Yeah, see, exactly. That's the thing is it's like my dislike of Strider drafting him this year has nothing to do with Strider. Like I actually love Strider. I was a huge fan of Strider the last couple years before he got hurt. But man, last year, so I'm in several different home leagues, as you guys know, and I have him in a few of those, and I kept throwing him out. I kept pitching him because he's Spencer Strider, and I'm like, it's got to click in. It's got to click in. But every time he'd pitch, it wasn't good. And every time that I would look up anything about him or watch him, he looked terrible. Oh, Duggar, he jumped in here to say, Bobby, you've broken my heart. Hey, sorry, Duggar. He's just spouting the truth of what's happening in spring training, bud. That's it. That is it. I'm pretty sure Cags hit another homer today, didn't he? I was working today. I literally just got home from work, got some food, talked to Duggar. He was heading home from, where'd you eat at again, Duggar? Texas Roadhouse, is that what you said? And I told him I was getting ready to jump on here and do this. Bobby says, Duggar, just make sure to include a Strider lyric in your jingle. Oh my gosh, Duggar. Yes, please do. So at last night, after the stream last night, Bobby, Duggar, he sends me in 3 minutes after, he sends me a song that he had already put together like on ChatGPT. In 3 minutes, he's like, you got to listen to this. And then today, he's like, I'm going to keep working on it. This isn't going to be it, but he's on it. He's working on it. The one he put up with just in a minute was really funny. It was really funny. I kind of want to play a second of it. Hold on a second, guys. This was really good. Let's see. Can I skip forward? Yeah, I can. All right, this is the way that it ended. That's the very end. That's after there's a lot of words. That's the very end where it just screams his name. Duggar. It's cracking me up. He's got a whole he's got something in the works, that's for sure. Okay, back to my pick. Oh, this is easy peasy. Go with my boy for my 100th team. Go with Varsho. I know this. I'm not going to be doing it a lot in this final 50. Not going to be doing it a lot in the final 50. But number 100, get Varsho. Get another Varsho share. I'm going with players that I just love drafting on this team tonight. I could have tried to play the whole thing, but it wasn't going to sound good, and that was not what it's going to be. Okay, Brad. What you gonna do here, buddy? What you gonna do? Varsho was in the song. He did work Varsho in about me. That's another reason why I went ahead and just clicked him as I saw his name sitting at the top there. All right. As we're moving back around here, I'm looking in pitcher 2 territory. Well, who I wanted to just take just went. Who did that? Yep. That was you, Brad, with Mackenzie Gore. All right. Well, you know what? I was talking about it last night. Even though I haven't drafted a lot of him, I've been taking Yuri Perez is obviously the popular pick here, but I do want to get more Chase Burns. But do I want to just go with this team with my most popular pick? Yeah, I think so. But it's not actually Yuri Perez. I'm going to push pitcher, and I'm going to grab one of my favorite infielders to take here, and Shea Langoliers. Maybe Langoliers isn't better than Yandy or Garcia, but I really, really love Langoliers' power and his pop week potential, the ability to score a lot of points all at once. And with my fourth infield after the three that I had, we're just going to keep pushing pitching. Keep pushing pitching. I like the start that we've got to this team. So we're rocking Tatis, Ellie, Duran, Freddie Freeman, Austin Riley, Trout, Adele, DeGrom, Varsho, and Langoliers. That's a lot of power on this team. And then let's check out what Brad and Bobby have done. So Brad's going with Jose Ramirez, Skubal, Merrill, Taylor Ward, Reagans, Machado, Caglione, Luzardo, McKenzie, Gore, and Grisham. Brad, you've spent up on pitching on this team more than what I normally see you do. I like it. I love these four pitchers that you got. It's an all lefty thing. You've got to finish this staff out with lefties, Brad. Did you do that on purpose? Were you thinking about the lefty thing? If not, close it out with lefties. And Bobby, he's got a 2-4-4. That's a more traditional build. Bobby Witt, Vladdy, Langford, Springer, O'Neill Cruz, Cease, Vinny P., Corey Seager, Marcy, and Gossman. So I like the double Toronto pitchers thing that you did here. You've got the Toronto Vlad and Springer. You know I'm very big on Marcy, of course. And then you paired Vinny P with Bobby Witt. Man, Seager with Wyatt Langford. See, every draft that I do with Bobby, I'm always just amazed at how well you're able to like stack and mini stack, bro. You're really, really good at that. I commend you. I notice it every draft, every single draft. Marcy at 102 made me Google him for news. Yeah, no, it is lower than normal. But I think that's just simply because we're seeing some of these other guys pushed up. Although at this time of year, it is worth Googling because things happen like this. And again, like if you're like me, like I was working today, is the last day of the month. I manage an AT&T store. We were really busy, which was good. We needed it. We needed the sales today. But I did, whenever I got home here, before I got started, I just went through and watched a couple highlights on the MLB app from today. Okay, now we're coming back here. So this is a good time for me to jump into pitcher and go ahead and grab my next pitcher. However, Yandy's still there. And it's the same thing. Like, I was just thinking, like, is there some news with Yandy? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Yandy's fine. And this is a really good fall for Yandy. And Yandy as my fifth infield. I mean, honestly, this is kind of leaning me towards this being an 8-pitcher build. I'm going to do it. Yandy, come on down. I mean, Yandy is not necessarily, in my opinion, a pop guy, but he works really well since I could have taken Yandy over Langoliers in that last go around, and he fell all the way back. Brad says, do not take my lefty. Don't worry, buddy. Although, if I was about to click a pitcher, it would have been Robbie Ray. So you're welcome that Yandy was my pick instead. All right. It was not going to be Blake Snell. That was not going to be the lefty that I would have taken. I'll tell you that. I do know exactly who I'm about to. I was about to say I know exactly who I'm going to take is Sandy Alcantara. That's okay. That's okay. We'll go with my boy TDK's, one of his steady Eddie picks of Luis Castillo. It's not sexy, but hey, he's a good, solid arm. And again, I'm going to probably look at going with 8 pitchers. I'm going to probably do an 8-6-6 build. We'll see. We will see. Got to find another lefty. Don't worry, buddy. They're there. They are there. What's the team looking like? The team currently right now, we'll run through it again here. Tatis, Ellie, Duran, Freeman, Riley, Trout, Adele, DeGrom, Varsho, Langoliers, Yandy, and Luis Castillo. So this is a push pitching build, which you guys know I normally like to take pitchers a little bit earlier than this. Like what Brad's doing, I usually kind of try to split the difference. Like maybe I would take Skubal and then maybe not add Reagans and then go with another pitcher around the Luzardo Gore range. I know you guys have seen me do that a lot on streams already. That's kind of my normal way to draft, I would say. But the way this one's fallen, I really like. I really like the way that this one's fallen. Bobby, I just noticed what you did, bud. You grabbed the Connor Griffin last time. Going with the Connor Griffin pick. I love it. And then grabbed you some Pepio with this time around. Yep. So you decided to just go ahead and take the leap, and you did it with O'Neal Cruz. So I love that, bro. You know, I'm sure you don't have very much of him. Brad says, I am purposely going pitcher heavy. Oh, I know you are. I know you are, because you don't normally. Look at my squad. Can I go 6-8-6? I want to, but you will probably play, say, 6-7-7. Good question. Let's take a look at that. We've got a second here, Brad. Can you go 6-8-6? So you do know that that's one of my least favorite builds, which is why you said, of course, you're going to probably say 6-7-7. And that's true. That is what I normally would say. Can you go 6-8-6? Merrill, Taylor Ward, Kaggs, Grisham, Ozuna as your 5. I'll tell you what. Let's see who you get here as your 6th outfielder with this next go around, and then I'll tell you my true opinion there. I think you could. I mean, it's to me, I feel a little risky with going with 6 with the 6 that you have, including Grisham, and then, you know, not getting like a locked and loaded quote unquote stud at the top by, you know, having Jackson Merrill, who we just saw. I'm fully in on Jackson Merrill bounce back this year, by the way. You know, I love Taylor Ward, but Jackson Merrill's coming off of a bad season. Taylor Ward really has not been dependable over a long-term span, although I 100% believe in his power. Think he'll be great. But yeah, you're right. I would right now say that my recommendation would be 6-7-7. Okay, back to me. Back to me here. Okay, so, I mean, I feel like I need to just stick to my guns with what I normally do and go ahead and just grab my boy Bubba Chandler. But I'm not. I'm going, just like I faded Yuri, I'm going to go ahead and go with a veteran. Yeah, he's hurt, but I know who Eovaldi is. He's healthy. You'll do 6-7-7 to appease me. Thanks, Brad. And then Junior says, are you getting in Noelvi? So I think Noelvi is one of the most interesting, hard to predict players this season, bro. I'm very in on Noelvi on NFBC, where he has third base and outfield, and the speed can really help you out. Here, I'm not getting in on him a ton. Let's see where I'm at. So I'm at 5% Noelvi, 4.8 to be exact. So that's where I'm at currently right now. So I can't say that I'm really in on Noelvi for Underdog. However, I do want to mix him in occasionally. And I do have Ellie on this team, so there's a chance. I know that over on the Eliminator side, Noelvi, you didn't even take an outfield this time, Brad. That's great. I love it. You just went ahead and grabbed double infield, said screw it. Over on the Eliminator side, Noelvi is an outfield eligible. So over there, his ADP is much higher, and I think he's a lot more palatable to take. This I couldn't pass Bubba again. I just went ahead and grabbed Bubba this time, since I passed on him the first time. But yeah, I do think that Noelvi is a better pick over on Eliminators. I do not think that here he's a great pick, but I do think he's fine. He definitely goes much later. I mean, here sometimes he goes undrafted. I mean, honestly, he used to be drafted a lot. He's reached the almost undrafted ADP level of 231. Joe says he actually complained to Underdog about him being an infielder. Well, I'm glad you did, bro. Guess they changed it. Yeah, they did. Like I said, they did change it for the Eliminator tournament. So if you go draft over there, Noelvi's ADP is like right here or like right now. And Junior says, yeah, it makes no sense he's infield. Over here, we've kind of talked about this. There's a lot of decisions with player where they put people at their positions. There are a lot of things that don't make any sense. That is one of them. Francona loves him. That is definitely a good point to note. I appreciate that, Junior, because I don't think I specifically knew that Francona loved him. And I love Francona. I think Francona is a fantastic coach. He's been one of my favorite coaches for years. Here's a little fun fact about Terry Francona that probably most of you guys watching this know, but just in case you don't, it's something I've always loved about him, is that Terry Francona was Michael Jordan's baseball coach whenever he was in the minors for the White Sox. So that's just kind of a fun fact that I always thought was interesting. And Brad says, and Marte loves the roids. I don't know about that. Maybe he doesn't love them. They cost him some money. And I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't really ever know. I don't look into whenever I see things like people getting suspended like that. I have been so desensitized for years because I lived through the steroids era. And this is just my opinion. I know everyone has vastly different ones. I flat out don't care. Oh, I know he got suspended. I realized that he got suspended 80 games. What I'm saying is, I don't know what he took. I don't really care to know what he took. If it happens, it happens. People get popped, they get popped. I don't care if people take steroids. Me personally, if I care if they get suspended and I lose them off my team. But I have always said baseball is the hardest. Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do. So if someone takes steroids, that doesn't mean that they're going to be all of a sudden a good player to me. So I don't know. It just doesn't really affect me. I just don't really think about it. Joe says guys get hurt and take it to recover faster. Yeah. Brad says he doesn't either. I just need my guys to be better cheaters. Yeah, no kidding, right? Seriously. And then Joe says Francona seems not to want to run. Well, that wouldn't be good for Noelvi's points. We definitely want Noelvi to do some running this year. That's for sure. I mean, Ellie's going to. I guarantee Noelvi will. Okay, coming back to me here. So I'm looking at going either Emmett Sheehan or Shoto Imanaga. That's who I'm going to be taking here. And there we go. Emmett Sheehan gone. So Shota Imanaga it is. Shota it is. All right. Brad says, actually, I'd prefer an all-roid team, but not caught. Like last year, I honestly don't even know what Profar got caught taking. Again, I don't really look into it. Tatis, yeah, same thing. Like with Tatis. Yeah, Tatis, Profar, Noelvi stacks for sure. But like, I don't know what he did. I don't really care what he did. I still love Tatis. I'll draft Tatis. I was pissed off at the time. But if I remember right, whenever he was suspended for roids, wasn't he also hurt? I'm pretty sure he was. All right. And then now I'm going to go with a guy that I love picking this year too, with Jack Leiter. Brad says, I did it. All lefties, baby. All lefties. Let's go. All right. Yeah, Brad, you grabbed you say Kikuchi. How about it? I say, you say, we say Kikuchi. I love it. Oh, man, that's great. And you went with the three infielders before. So you've got a 6.55. And I agree. Yeah, you definitely can stop at the 6. You 100% don't need to take a 7th. Have you decided, are you going to go with that extra infield, or are you going to go with the 6.77, Brad? Bold strategy, Cotton. You're evil for giving me a bit because I cannot do a bit. Well, hey, you know what? That's a good one. I like it. I like drafting based off of bits and narratives sometimes because, again, Duggar was saying last night, I do. Sometimes I like to do crazy teams. I'll do 677. So on review, you like my team. Okay. All right. There you go. There you go. Playing to the host. Now, I will tell you this. I don't try to go crazy here on the dinger. Whenever I've gone crazy in the past, that's usually been in the cheaper tournaments. I'm trying to take these dinger drafts seriously as far as what I'm doing. I'm not trying to just, let a team just go willy-nilly. I want every team to have a chance. I got a question for you guys. I know my personal target, but for you guys that are in this a lot, Brad, everyone in here, Bobby, what is your personal goal for your advance rate? So, and for anyone that doesn't know, these are 12 team leagues. You have to finish in the top 2 to advance to the playoff rounds. Now, I personally, so you have to finish top 2. That's advance rate. So I personally have an advance rate goal of 25%. I want 1 out of 4 teams, and I have a stretch goal of 33%. Duggar, you idiot. But that's my stretch goal. My stretch goal is 33%. I've not reached that. I've been able to reach the 20 to 25% each year so far. Last year, I did 100 drafts in the dinger even. So last year, that's exactly where I'm finishing tonight is exactly how many I did last year. And I had 23. I had the Jordan amount. So 23 of my 100 advanced. And then after the first round, 2 teams advanced. So then in the second round, I had 1 more team advance to the final round. Brad says, he first said 16.67 or I riot, and then said, but probably 20% is a healthy one to achieve and very doable. Yes. Oh, perfect. Perfect. One of my favorite picks to click here, Mr. Ivan Herrera. Love that. But yeah, no, like I said, 20 to me, I definitely can't be under 20. I would look at it as a major, major failure if I don't advance at least over 20% of my teams. Like, again, I want to be at 25. Last year in football, I had a great season in football, advance rate wise. So across all of my different football drafts, which I did somewhere around 500 something this last year, and I had 29%. So I came really close to my 33% threshold of where I want to be. And then Brad says, though it's more about making the final. Absolutely. That's why I'm saying that even last year with advancing 23 teams after that first week of the playoffs, or that first 2-week stretch of the playoffs, only 2 of those 23 advanced. And then only thankfully 1 of them then advanced to the finals. This year, my true goal is to have a minimum of 2 or 3 teams make the finals. Since I'm doing 150, I will be so upset if I still only have 1 or none teams make the finals. I mean, that's very possible. I'm doing 150 of these. None of them might make the finals week. This could be a huge waste. That's just part of the gamble of the game that we play here. Part of the gamble. Another one of my favorite picks this year. Bobby says, hope to keep 30% streak going, but this is my first time maxing. Was 50 entries last year. So you've been going at 30% then, Bobby. That's great. That's great. And then Brad says, so when I'm sitting at 10%, Jason and I will be texting, and it only takes 1. That's right. This is very hard to do. 100%. 1 team is great. I agree. Like, I mean, just having 1. I mean, that's the main thing. You want to have at least 1 team make the final week. That is truly the goal. I only had 2 advance and 1 to the final 2. Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, it's hard to get there. And then once you get there, I mean, things have to line up for you for a 6-week period in the playoffs. 2 weeks for the first round, 2 weeks for the second round, and then 2 weeks for the final. Underdog is a very hard sport to excel at. A game to excel at, but I love it. I just love it. Brad says, last year I didn't have one in the dinger, but still made money. That's good. That's good. And then Bobby says, especially this year's finals is hard. Yeah. Because of the side ones, Brad still made some money. And that's the thing is that, the smaller contests, the bullpen, the bunts, the eliminators, they can still help build your bankroll. So I say that I'm like, well, they're cheaper contests. So you could do, less money and then theoretically help make up some of your money, but it's still there. You still have the same advance rates. You still have the same playoff chances. It still is hard. That is for sure. It was a 677 was your build. Yeah. Bobby says, did you guys play perfect game contest in 2024? That was my moneymaker. No, I didn't, Bobby. I did not. I don't even know what the perfect game contest was. I must have missed that. I don't remember at least what that was. Does not sticking out in my memory. If I did know. Well, guys, we're coming to the end of this. Think that was the $100 5-entry max. Oh, okay. That's why I didn't know, because up to this year, I wasn't doing, other than the solo shot, I wasn't doing any of the higher dollar tournaments on here, other than like on football where I do the millionaire and then the dingers, which they were $10. 2 years ago, they were $8. Last year, they were $10. This year, they're $15. But we've got the biggest prize pool ever this year. Joe says, I want to win Beat the Streak. Oh, bro, that would be sick. 100%. That would be awesome. Yeah, and Brad says, is that the thing on the MLB app? Yeah, it definitely is. I have done that in the past, but I haven't done Beat the Streak the last few years. But that is a fun game. So I am, by the way, guys, just so that you all know, I'm just doing this one stream tonight. I just wanted to get on here and do this, and then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled time Tuesday night. But I'm really glad that you guys jumped on here and have been doing this with me. This is a lot of fun. Joe says, yeah, so hard to pick a guy to get a hit 57 times. Oh, gosh, absolutely. Here's your cheat code, by the way. I got into the 20s, but this thing is 100%, bro. If you want to restart over and over, yeah, that is what happens, right? As soon as you lose, then it just restarts. Okay, so now I got to decide if I want to do a 7-7-6 like I normally do, or if I want to do a 6-7-7 and take back-to-back outfielders. I think I am going to do my normal build and take a 7th pitcher and only take one more outfielder here. Yep, I'm pretty sure that is what I am going to do. Yep, that is what we're going to do. So let me star my outfielder, go back and look at pitching, see if there's a pitcher that I specifically want to grab first here. Any pitcher that I specifically want to grab first. Yeah, actually, let's grab Grayson real quick, because I want to have some Grayson shares as a 7th, only as a 7th, because that way if he doesn't work out, it doesn't matter. And I know I've not been getting him. Yeah, Bobby took Soler, Rude. Yeah, I definitely would have taken Soler, but I just found a guy that I'm going to take here. Bobby says, big dog. I found a guy that I want to take at outfield here who I do not draft much. He's not a stack piece of mine, but he's a guy who has looked great so far. Actually, he's a pair piece. I've got a teammate of his. And Brock was talking about him as being a good late pick in our stream last week. Here it is. Mike Yastrzemski. Come on down, Yaz. You are the final contestant on my 100th draft. Mike Yastrzemski. This was super fun. I'm going to go through and definitely look at our teams here, Brad and Bobby's, and we'll look at my team again. And then tomorrow I've got to work again. It's the first of the month. Bobby says, love Yaz. Yeah, I'm going to be taking some more Yaz as I move through in my final 50 drafts. That's for sure, because up to this point, Yastrzemski. 2.4%. 2.4% is what I have been at. Duggar says, one more draft. Gosh dang it, Duggar. I know, because you want to jump into. All right. Does anyone else want to do another one? Brad says, I'm with Duggar. One more. One more for the people. All right. You guys talked me into it. We'll do one more. I almost took Yaz, but then took a guy who's also in a platoon and has a 130 WRC plus. I do need to go pee real quick, and I do want to download my CSV after this, because I definitely need that CSV after the 100. So I'll look at Brad and mine and team real quick, Bobby and Brad's team real quick, and then go pee. We'll come back. We'll do one more. Because I love you guys. And yep, I am a degenerate. Okay. Let's start off with Bobby's team. I got to go back and make sure that I have the right. Yep, sure do. All right. So Bobby went with a 7-6-7. Cease, Gosman, Pepio, Lodolo, Glasnow, Tetsuya Imai, David Peterson, with Bobby Witt, Vlad, Vinny P, Seeger, Connor Griffin, and my boy Barger. Wyatt Langford, Springer, O'Neill Cruz, Marcy, Castro, Veen, and Soler. Good call with Veen. Let's make a quick note here. I got to remember Veen as well, because gosh dang it, he's going to drag me in. See, I know that spring training doesn't matter a ton, but it does matter sometimes. And maybe this is an instance with Zach Veen. Maybe we are going to see the Zach Veen breakout. And I've been a fan of his and wanted to see it. And last year I was all over him when he came up, and it was a huge disaster for me. Love your team, Bobby. I'm not surprised, of course. I feel like I say this every time. You always draft bangers. Like, you are a very, very good drafter. Brad, I know you are too. Scooble, Reagans, Luzardo, Mackenzie Gore, Robbie Ray, and Kikuchi. Look at all those lefties. This is the all southpaw all the time. Jose Ramirez, switch hitter. Let's see what lefty hitters you got. Aranda's a lefty. Adley's a switch hitter. Jackson Merrill's a lefty. Caglione's a lefty. Grisham's a lefty. Canzone's a lefty. So what if you could have got with an all lefty or switch hitting? See, that's the type of stack that would be interesting to try too. You can make an exception for switch hitters like Adley and Jose, but otherwise lefty bats and lefty arms. Jose, Manny, Christian Walker, Okamoto, my highest drafted dinger player through 100 drafts, Okamoto. Ezekiel Tovar. How about the nickname the Big Oak? I love that. Jonathan Aranda, Adley, Merrill, Taylor Ward, Cags, Grisham, Ozuna, Tyler O'Neill, and Canzone. Power for days, son. Power for days. Love the squad. And you're right. I definitely like the 6-7-7. And I really like throwing in the Canzone at the end. I think Canzone is someone that no one is going to have hardly at all, but could be a very sneaky pick. Very sneaky. Brad said, you're such a lush. I know. Duggar's pumped about it. I think I took him last night on stream, but not quite sure. And I think you did, Brad. I keep getting sniped at outfield, and I guess 2 rookies at each end works. Brad, I really like Tyler. Someone needs to talk me out of it. Well, here's the thing. Tyler O'Neill will drag you in because of his muscles and his crazy power. But Tyler O'Neill will inevitably get hurt. It's going to happen. And I've followed him every year of his career. 1 year, he has not disappointed me. Maybe 1.5. 1.5 years, he's not disappointed me. Okay, so if everyone wants to go ahead and get ready. No, he will not. Okay, for you guys who want to jump in another draft. And then, okay, Mr. I Love Trout. Trout has had a lot more good years than Tyler O'Neill. Let's not compare the two of them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click enter. In 3, 2, 1, enter. Let's see where we're at. 8 more to start. 8 more to start, guys. Go ahead and join. I am going to go pee. I'm going to take my phone with me just in case this starts while I am gone. And so that you guys don't have to sit here with silence, let's play the music. Be right back, guys. And we're back. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. All right. You know what I almost forgot, guys? I almost forgot. I got to go download that CSV. I specifically did not do that today because I knew this was going to happen. Look at that 100. 100 email exposure. All right. Now that will be all good for once I get my 100 shares video going, which again is going to be on Monday. All right. All right. Here we go. Okay, so let's see who we got here. So TK11 got pick 2. Brad got pick 4. Bobby got pick 7. I got pick 10. Duggar got pick 12. And if there's anyone else in here whose name I do not recognize, say hey in the chat. I recognize Mike Murabito from being in drafts. Trying to see if I recognize any other names here. I'm not seeing any other names that I recognize, but if you are in here, say hey in the chat. Okay. Thank you, Duggar. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Legit, what a missed opportunity. He could have done the grand premiere Duggar intro song. Oh, it's coming. Don't you worry, Brad. The Duggar intro song grand premiere is coming on his next appearance. I have no doubt he'll have it ready by then. No doubt about it. Okay, so Brad got him some Acuna. TK got Judge. And now let's see what we do from here because the top 5 are pretty much chalk. Let's see if Schwarbs goes. Yep. Bobby, you taking Tucker? You mixing it up. Tucker. Kyle Tucker. All right. So now I'm to draft 101. Yeah, Junior. I know, bro. We were talking about that earlier too. Yikes, indeed. Yikes, Duggar. And I guarantee that whenever we draft next, Duggar will be right back into drafting him. Do I just take Tatis again? No. Why? Because this is 101. And now in my final 50 drafts, I definitely want to make sure that I am getting some more shares of good players that I've not drafted a lot of. And Jose Ramirez 100% falls in that mix. It needs to be like a teen bopper like Friday, Rebecca. You hear that, Duggar? You need to do like a teen bop. Oh, that's good. That is good. I can't wait to hear what he ends up coming out with. I kind of want to play the full song that he did from my phone. If you guys want to hear it, Brad, if you want to hear it, if anyone wants to hear it, I'll play it and I'll just hold it up to my microphone here. All right. Scooble. Okay, so if I straight go with what I just said, James Wood would be the pick here because he's who I have. No, Duggar says, "Oh no, but maybe." But Rooker is the pick that I want to make, so I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and take Rooker. It hurt my ears earlier. Yeah, okay, yeah, we won't. Yeah, let's just not do it. It's not a finished product. Let's just not do it. And I didn't go to a good part. I should have let it lead into the Duggar part, but I just skipped forward and just let it go. All right, so let me look at what my Rooker shares were. I am interested to know. Rooker. So, yeah, I'm glad I took Rooker. I don't take him enough, and I'm a big Rooker fan. 5% of Rooker, that's not enough. So, Jose Ramirez and Rooker were good picks for me from a anti-exposure standpoint with two good players that I really like. Duggar says, you should have at least played the Brock part. Again, all I did is I clicked play, I moved the thing forward, and that's just where it was. But we're not going to do that again. We'll wait till the actual premiere of the Duggar song. All right. So as we're coming back here, so Bobby got him. Oh, you moved up Pete Alonso. Love that, Bobby. Duggar went with Ellie and Devers. I know I've seen you do that, but that's a good turn there. It's not a rare turn, but it's a good turn. And let's see what Brad does here with Acuna. Let's see what Brad does with Acuna. What you gonna do, Brad? What you gonna do? Scooble, Kurtz, Cheerio, Skeens. You got the world in your hands here. Scooble it is. So that's back-to-back Scoobles for Brad. Back-to-back Scoobles. Brad, what's your Scooble percent? What if you got your exposures pulled up at least? Mine is 15.7 in the dinger. Now, my exposure tool, this is through the 97 that I had done before last night's stream. Because obviously today I was waiting until I did this 100th before I downloaded that CSV. All right. So Kurtz, Cheerio, TK going with Judge and Cheerio. I like this Roman Anthony move up to 17. You guys notice that? Cleves at pick number 8 going with Julio and Roman Anthony. That's very interesting. So Shohei, who's paired with Shohei this time? It's Cal Raleigh and Paul Skeens. I mean, that's not exactly unique from the fact that they're there a lot at the turn, but how can you go wrong with Ohtani, Cal, and Skeens? I mean, my gosh, especially if they have any sort of semblance of repeating last year. I know probably most of you guys did, but if you didn't, go watch the video. Go watch the video of Otani hitting batting practice in Japan yesterday for the WBC. Just absolutely crushing. Brad said before these, 3.9%. Yep. So back-to-back Scoobles. So definitely good that you're getting some more in there, because you want to have more Scooble than that by the time we get to the end. And you're moving your way towards it. And this time, Wyatt Langford, TK11 went with crochet. You know I love that. Scooble, Skeens, or crochet. If I can get one of those, I'm very happy getting one of those. This is well established with me. Acuna, Scooble, and Wyatt Langford. Look at pick 5 going with 3 straight infielders of Bobby Witt, Vlad Jr., and Junior Caminero. Oh my gosh, it's an all junior build. There's a narrative that you won't be able to play out, but how about the all junior team? Oh, that's great. Bobby went with Matt Olson. Bobby, do you take Matt Olson very often? And are you specifically looking to move up Pete Alonso more often? Or is this a low exposures, you want to get more of him type of thing? But you're over 100, Bobby, aren't you? I think you said the other day you were at 103 last night when we were drafting, if I remember right. Brad, now I have to see how many there are. Yeah, there's not that many juniors. That's why I'm like, I don't think you can fill out the whole team that way, but all right. So back to me. And Jackson Merrill is who I want to take, 6%, but I have 4% Seiya Suzuki. So let's go with Seiya Suzuki. I do think Jackson Merrill is a better pick than Seiya Suzuki, but again, now this is 101. I want to start, and Seiya is a really good player. I want to, in my final 50 drafts, take good players that I don't have a lot, that I want to bump my shares exposure up. Bobby says 6% Pete and 7% Olson, and too much of my Olson is with Acuna. Yes, sir. Amazing point to make, Bobby, because we've talked about this a lot, and that is pause. I will get back to it. It's my pick. I could go back-to-back Freddie Freemans. I could take Soderstrom for the stack piece with Rooker, and I've already established I don't have a lot of Rooker. I have 6% Soderstrom, 6% Freddie Freeman, who I went in the last draft, 4% Bryce Harper. I'm going to go with Soderstrom. 6% Soderstrom, yeah. So I do want a little bit more Soderstrom than that. I do think that Harper and Freddie are just, of course, general better picks. We know Freddie and Harper are Hall of Fame, and Soderstrom had literally one good season, but it felt like a good stack piece. What I was about to say with stacks, though, that was brought up with a great point with Bobby, and that is that if you have so many of a guy paired with another guy and then one or both of them don't work, then you can be screwed. Let me go to my combos now and look at Rooker and Soderstrom. I'm on the exposures tab. So I have drafted, I'm looking at all contests, by the way, not just dingers on this. I've taken in all contests a total of 32 Brent Rookers and paired Soderstrom 7 times with him. So that's a pair rate of 21.9%. and a pair exposure. So when I have the two of them together across all of my teams, only 1.85%. My full portfolio right now of all drafts, including the way too early, the bunts, the dingers, the eliminators, I'm at 379. Again, this was as of yesterday. So I definitely don't pair myself, the two of them together a lot. Brad said earlier, fun fact, 4 juniors in the top 100. And but 6 I have in my ranks, and 7 if you count Junior Caminero. I am counting Junior Caminero. And then this is why we use exposure, Bobby, to see that. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And again, for people that are new, don't know what we're talking about, MLB Exposure Tool is a free tool. Here's what it looks like. It is awesome. It's so great. I mean, this is my ADP board where I can go to Dinger and easily just see my Dinger shares. People that I know I like. If Neto makes it back around to me, maybe this is the time I grab Neto. I'm definitely going to start taking some more Neto. I just drafted my first Freddie P in the Dinger last night. Could see 0%. I'm shocked to see 0% Willie Adames. I'll dig into this more once I go through my 50 draft or 100 drafts exposure video. So let's go back to the draft board. So TK11 went with Crochet. Yep, I talked about Nimmo and Machado. So his turn was Nimmo and Machado. I love the guy at pick 1 going with Jazz and Buxton. And then now we're coming back around to Brad. So Brad's going outfield heavy. Acuna, Skubal, Langford, Yelich, and O'Neill Cruz. Are we all going to start buying some more O'Neill Cruz? I think we're probably all in on buying some O'Neill Cruz more as we move along. Stacking Dingers did a show on how to use it. Beautiful. So if any of you guys want to know how to use the exposure tool, go over to Stacking Dingers. If you don't know, great YouTube channel. They do videos all the time about specifically Underdog and this contest. I've been on with them before. Brad's been on with them before. I'm actually going to be recording. Brad, I don't think I told you this. I'm going to be recording a picture show with the guys this Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Brad did a show with them last week that was really good. You guys need to check out. Okay, it's my pick. So here's the Neto thing. Yes, we were together on that one. Yeah, that's right. They told me that you were going to be doing that one too. That's super awesome. I'm looking forward to doing that with you, Brad. I forgot that Matthew told me you were going to do that too. Here we go. Neto made it. Obviously, my normal pick here would be Austin Riley. I just did that in the last draft. But 101, first Zach Neto. Zach Neto, come on down. Welcome to a Spence team. Spencer will be vouching for Strider. Going to be hard to watch. So I'm going to be vouching for Strider or against Strider. Probably not for. Okay. Now, so I have like no O'Neill Cruz, so I need to based on what he's doing. That's exactly the thing, right? Like, that's what I'm saying with O'Neill. I need to have more too. I've definitely not been in on him very much, although I will occasionally take O'Neill Cruz. But he's someone who I want to work up some more shares of. I'm at 6% O'Neill Cruz. Okay, Brian Wu, 8.4%. Cole Reagan's 8.4%. I literally have them the exact same amount. So let's go with Brian Wu. Brian Wu. All right. Yeah, that's a good point. We are doing the part 2, I think. I'm pretty sure you're right. That is what he said. But hell, by then Strider might be part 2. He could be. You're right. You are right. We may end up be talking about Strider after all. Brad, we need to get together and talk about on Tuesday, maybe Tuesday night or something after the stream. We talk a little bit about what we're going to be looking at for that show on Wednesday. That'll be fun. But it's so true. They might not even get to cover him in the first part. All right. We are back to Brad. I missed a couple of these picks as I was talking. So Bobby got him Cole Reagan's. Love it. And Teoscar the last round. Teoscar pairs with Betts and Tucker. He's doing it again. And then Brad sticking with the heavy outfield theme and taking Brian Reynolds. Brad, I don't even want to say out loud what I know I want you to do. It's a matter of when and if. So, hey, let's see if it happens. I'm not going to even say a thing. But I know you know. And Bobby, I know you know. TK11, I don't know if you're in here with us tonight. Glad to see you drafting. And he grabbed Vinny P. Duggar's boy and mine. Vinny, Sasquatch. I can't wait to watch the Royals this year, honestly. Where would you draft 93-mile fastball Strider? Actually, how does he keep getting away with it? So I'm not going all lefty again. No, I wouldn't expect you to this time. So where would I draft on here? Truth be told, where would I look at going Strider? I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to tell you based off the names where I would feel comfortable. And if he started going to that point, that's where I would look at taking him. I think it's the Gavin Williams, Trey Savage, Michael King around the 128 time, Blake Snell 130. That's Robbie Ray. That's where I feel Strider should be. If Strider, and then Brad says around Glass now. But that's even lower. Glass now that's you saying I really, really don't want him. 160. But I mean, truth be told, maybe that's even right because Glasnow, Gallen, and Eovaldi and Trevor Rogers and Aaron Nola. I mean, honestly, that could be right. TK11 is here. He says after Dustin May, maybe. That's so good. Oh, and I also have 0. Oh, that is so good. Okay, back to me. All right. I know Stowers got hurt today, undergoing imaging on hamstring. Scratch and trying with hamstring tightness. Stowers should be considered day-to-day, but it's only sort of a strength. He has a broken day. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I've pretty much believed in Stowers somewhat so far, but we're going to push it. Because I think Max Fried is a good pick here. Let me go ahead and look at my exposures on Fried. Again, good player who I know I don't have a ton of. That is going to be a point that I make. Not every draft. Some drafts I'm going to do like I did last time and just keep taking the guys that I like no matter what exposures are. But 101, right after doing that 100, I like doing this. I like looking more at the people I don't have as much of. 7.2% Max Fried. Oh, man, Duggar just grabbed Marcy before Stowers. See, this is where we're at. Injury like that, and it's like, man, you can crater a guy. But I get it. I'm not clicking it either. Stowers, I have 10.8% Stowers, so I've done it enough. So, yeah, I'm definitely not doing it right now. And but I only have 3 outfield. Kwan, 6% Stephen Kwan. Well, I don't have to worry about it because he just went. So now I don't have to worry about taking him. All right. I think I know my answer here. Yep. Sure did. I just confirmed it. 2.4% Framber Valdez. 2.4% Framber. I definitely need more Framber. And Brad, it could have happened, but 'twas not to be. Glasnow, Noah, all similar risk to Strider, so just makes sense to me. Williams, Ray, way too easy to click over him. I mean, honestly, it's true. It's true. That was my first initial assessment without scrolling down even more, but I believe it. Meanwhile, you notice there's not chiming in the chat saying what he's thinking. He's just like, you sons of bees. He probably just, all of this talk probably makes Duggar want to draft Strider even more. Am I right, Duggar, about that? I was looking at total exposures, not who's paired with my first pick for this team. Because Jose Ramirez was my first pick, and he was a 2%. So I'm not going to worry about who I pair with my first pick unless it's someone who I have a lot of. Brad says he rage quit. Duggar says nailed it. But yeah, no, I think that's a good point, and it's a good thing to bring up, Brad, with asking me that question. Whenever yesterday, I was looking at Ohtani, I have gotten lucky and got a lot of Ohtani teams. So I was looking at who I had paired with Ohtani and who were lower shares of Ohtani exposures. But for this draft tonight, I'm looking at overall exposures. Again, 2.4% of Jose Ramirez. That's nowhere near enough to worry about who I have and haven't paired with him. Although saying this out loud makes me think maybe I should have taken Steve Kwan with my last one instead of Framber, but I'm still happy with Framber. Again, I hardly ever take him. I do think Framber's good. I liked the landing spot with Detroit. Now I have Wu, Max Fried, and Framber, and I feel really good about that with waiting to that point. I am going to have to dip back into outfield coming around here, though. That's for sure, and I know that. I know that, no doubt. So Bobby grabbed him Adele and Adolis with the last two. Brad grabbed Cease and Bregman with the last two. And TK11, Jack Kaggs, and Terrain. Guys, have we just settled into Kaggs is going to be a 7th rounder now? I think we have. Gosh dang it, boys. All of us just need to be thankful for the shares of him that we have. TK, where are you drafting him, bro? I think that's honestly, I think it's appropriate. I really do, which is crazy, but it is what it is. I think he's the best outfielder to click there. And I mean, you could argue he's the best outfielder to click. Honestly, maybe right around the O'Neill Cruz Teoscar time, maybe before Profar or Trouter Harris or those guys. I mean, should Kaggs be up to there? Again, I can't be too overzealous based off what he's done, but it's kind of hard not to be. Everyone else is, as we just keep moving him up the board. And the more that we keep seeing Kaggs crush spring training, the more he's going to keep going up. Bobby says, will be fun to see how your year pans out. Ohtani will make or break us both. I'm 4.7 Ohtani. UD hates me. Yeah, no, dude, I hear you. I've gotten lucky with Underdog. I know, Duggar, I shouldn't talk so much about Caglione, but you, sir, have plenty already, as we've established, plenty of Caglione at phenomenal post 100 prices. Phenomenal. Okay, now we're coming back around. I know exactly who I'm going to pick. It's probably not who you think, guys. Probably not who you think. Or maybe it's exactly who you think. Let's see. I'm going to pick away. You'll find out in 10 seconds. If you thought it was someone else, you're wrong. It's Nolan McLean. 4 straight pitchers. Don't do that very often. I don't think that's necessarily the best thing to do in rounds 6 to 9, but it's what I did, and I really like these arms that I added in with these hitters to start. Definitely be looking at going back to hitting the next few rounds, though. There's no doubt about it. So let's see what Duggar does on the turn here. Duggar's got one pitcher. He's got a 1-2-5 build. Let's see what Duggar does on the turn. What you gonna do, Doug Hare? All right, let me go back over here. Hey, buddy, you know what? Sometimes you can grow in life. Sometimes, not every time, but sometimes. Let's go see what my Varsho is at now. Still, it's high, 27.7. 27.7. Now, you know how I said that I was going to go back to hitter and skip pitchers? Well, if this top pitcher on the board makes it, and he did, and there went Varsho to even eliminate that as a temptation for me. This guy pitched today. Exposures, let's see. Hold on. Let me consult this real quick. Bradish, 9.6% Bradish. Chase Burns. I know it's not much. 4.8%, but it's not a huge difference from Bradish, and I like Bradish more. We're doing it. We're going to keep the pitching train rolling, and I'm going to go with Kyle Bradish, 5 straight pitchers. Super rare for me. I don't know that I've ever done this. Definitely on stream. I don't know if I've ever done it not on stream. Pretty much don't do that. But now I think this is going to be a 6-pitcher build for me. I think it's going to. I could still take, I could just wait and I could still make it a 7, but I could just wait and take 2 pitchers down here at the very end. And I've been talking about wanting to mix my exposures of late pitchers. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'll still take 7 pitchers, but I'll wait until the very end, find 2 pitchers late that I like, because, man, I really am a big fan of these 5 that I've just grabbed here. All right. So now we move back over. Let me go back to StreamYard here. Okay. So now we are moving back to the end of, what round are we at now? The end of round 10. And TK's coming up. Brad, you did it. You did it. You knew the first part of what I was talking about. Now let's see if you do the second part. It was a 2-part thing that I was thinking for you with this team. I don't know that the second part you have to do now, but it's interesting. I won't say it. I know you know what I'm talking about. TK, what are you going to do here, buddy? So TK's got a 2-3-4 build, and he's going to swing right back around after this. Brad says, got to get the guy that only has 2 hits in spring training. Both of them was homers for a franchise that never calls up rookie. 100%. And I'm not drafting a wife beater. Oh, well, there you go. You knew what I was saying. Hey, you don't have to draft one. But is this a morality draft? I don't know. I think this is a fantasy draft, and you've got a good thing going here. Honestly, though. Foolproof plan, Bobby says. Honestly, though, you don't have to at all. Of course, as you know. It is not necessary. You've got enough. You can just quit with the Pirates after the 3. And I know you don't have a lot of Connor Griffin either. No, that's big thing that, I think is so worth talking about. And it is worth drafting Connor Griffin because of how good he theoretically can be, because he is an elite top end prospect. However, I'm not going in on it heavy too at all. I am. Let's see if I even have moved up to 2%. 2.4%. That was through 97 drafts. So yeah, I want to have some as a just in case. If I do it, I really hope that it's paired with O'Neal Cruz. Like if I just have one teammate pairing, that would be the one that I would want. And then, but Brad did go heavy on him early in the bunt because he was 200 plus, or bullpen. Yeah, the way too early contest. You know what? I don't think I even was taking him then. I mixed in Griffin and JJ Weatherholt and Kevin McGonigal. Kevin McGonigal had a really good game today. I saw that in the highlights. I saw him hit a triple. And I saw that he had multiple hits. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3, but I took all of them at a low percent in the way too early. Okay. Back to me. Now we're definitely going back to hitters. And I think this is an easy choice for me. I know he's got like a bit of a injury issue right now, but I really like Britton Doyle. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Set up potential for maybe a late teammate pair that we were talking about on the last stream. That's for someone that I may or may not have made a note for, but we'll see. We'll see. Brad says, but for the dinger, that was his 4th share total. Yeah. So you're like me, just not taking very much. Duggar, what are you doing here? Duggar went with Alcantara and the wife beater. See, he's not afraid. Duggar doesn't give. He don't give an F about nothing. Okay, so I could go back to outfield. I think I am going to go back to outfield. I was about to say there's a infielder at the top that I do really want, and I do really want this guy, but not today. Not this draft, this time. I'm going to go ahead and grab Willie Abreu, someone else that I'm a big fan of this year. And outfield, now that's my 5th outfield. So after pushing outfield, after taking the 3 early, it's very true. I could have. I didn't. Boo. I did not take the good man. And yes, Duggar, he ain't scared. Brad says, of course, Duggar would. I like doing this like comment thing where I love Bobby. Thank you, by the way, again last night for helping show me the arrow and being able to have this nice bigger draft board. And I do like throwing the comments up here as opposed to having it where it covers up the screen. Although I do like the comments all shown so that everyone can see the comments in the corner while it's going. That is fun too. But just popping them up there. Brad, you showed me the arrow. Okay, sorry, Brad. I thought that it was Bobby that said it. I don't want to yeah, Brad. Sorry, I don't want to mess up the credit for the arrow of the giant draft board. My bad, Brad. Thank you, sir. That's right. Yeah, the $15 comment. Now it's 17. I forgot about that. But yes, you did say that last night. Oh, there we go. It's all coming back to me. It's all coming back. Now it's 2 lines. Oh, hey, next time in Houston, you've got your glass of wine, buddy. Next time I'm in Houston, or if you're up in St. Louis, come see a Cardinals game. Come see the Astros play up in St. Louis. I'll have Duggar meet me. Anyone else that wants to come, we'll have a good time at Busch Stadium. Will I come down to Houston? Probably not anytime soon, but I'm not rolling it out. One of these days, I might make it to Houston. Okay. We're coming back around here. I want to look back at some of these picks real fast because I talked right through that round. So I did miss on the good man. Bobby Boucher grabbed the good man. Kerry Carpenter, that's one of my boys, went. I'm glad that I went ahead and grabbed that outfielder. Brad got him Wilson Contreras. TK grabbed him Bubba Chandler and Eovaldi. And then now we're on our way working back in round 13, working back towards me. Working back towards me. All right, what you going to do here, Brad? I do kind of wish that I could see the names right here so that I don't have to like scroll up, but that's okay. That's okay. Hopefully it doesn't disorient you guys watching me scrolling up like this to see the names of who's at what pick, but it helps. Flaherty, huh? Flaherty. It's fine. It's fine. Flaherty's fine. He's just fine. Brad, Bobby says, Brad, you making any WBC? Yep, going to 2 games. Love that. Nice. Is planning to go to the quarterfinal. Hey, Bobby, where do you live at, man? I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure. He struck out for Spencer. You know, I've just been on Flaherty way too many times over the years and just been, I've been hurt so much that it's hard for me to get excited about Flaherty, but I don't hate Flaherty. Colorado, Bubby. Nice, nice. I do not hate Flaherty at all. I think he's a totally fine. It's just I can't get excited about Flaherty. Okay. Do I go with a normal pick here? So I've already mixed up. So since I've taken so many people on this team that I have low shares of, I don't think I need to keep the low shares thing going. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a guy you guys have seen me draft on streams already many times. Let's consult the exposures on Marcus Semien. 15% overall, though. So that's not like I have an exorbitant amount of him overall. But 15% is about where I want to stay. Flaherty over Strider. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, honestly, I'm fine with that because at least I think Flaherty, I think that Flaherty is more dependable than Strider this year. I fully believe that Strider is, of course, way more talented if he's fully healthy. If he's fully healthy. That's not today, right now, where we're drafting. Speaking of someone who, if he's fully healthy, we brought his name up earlier for the Spencer Strider line. I think I'm going to do it. Let me double check though. You know what? No, I'm not. This makes sense from both a teammate pair and a low percent pair. I'm going to pivot away from pitcher and go with Jacob Wilson. Let's go consult the exposures. Jacob Wilson. 2.4% Jacob Wilson for me. Very low Jacob Wilson. By the way, Flaherty's right by him on the sheet. 1.2% Flaherty. that shows you how little I am taking Flaherty. But honest to God, Brad, I should take more Flaherty than that. I should. There's no doubt. Duggar says, I thought we were besties, Brad. Sorry, Duggar, you're right. But he's not right. Don't take Strider. All right, Brad, we are coming back to you. Let's go see who Bobby just got here with that pick. Bobby grabbed him some Trevor Rogers. So Bobby, his pitching staff is Reagan, Sonny Gray, Robbie Ray, and Trevor Rogers. I'm in with the Rogers not bounce back, with believing in Rogers this year again, but I don't think I'm doing it a ton. I know I've done it some. Let's see. Yeah, Trevor Rogers, 6%, and that's pretty respectable, I think. And Duggar says, no, I need to hear this. Interventions suck, but they are always needed. Intervention. That's an It's Always Sunny reference, Duggar. If I could get you to watch It's Always Sunny, you'd know that. Does anyone else here watch It's Always Sunny? I won't get into the show talk again. That wasn't popular earlier. I could sit and talk shows, though, a lot, especially ones that I love. Stranger Things is not one of them. I can also talk about shows that I hate. Duggar knows this. I complained a whole lot to him about the end of Stranger Things, that's for sure. Okay, now, TK11 just got him Aaron Nola with his first pick, now swinging back around. He's got 6 pitchers. Just went ahead and grabbed a 7th with Jack Leiter. I like it. So he's going with 7-4-4. I've seen some episodes, and I know you like the show. You just got to watch more of them. Roham. Most universally popular show that you hate, go Game of Thrones. Easy, hands down, 100%. And but it's because I loved the reason why I hate Game of Thrones with a passion so much is because I loved Game of Thrones for so long, and by the end of the show, I was literally pulling my hair out, so upset. The day after the Bells episode, I remember going to work the next day, and I was working with this girl that was like this 21-year-old girl that had not ever watched anything. She didn't know anything about the show, but her name was Autumn, and I was just like, Autumn, I'm sorry, but I've got to rant to someone, and you're that person. Let me rant away. And I just went off for however long, getting it all out. Brad says Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad. So this is an interesting thing that I will say. I have never watched Breaking Bad. So Breaking Bad is still on my list of shows that I will one day get to. All right, back to my pick. Tovar, Stanton. Tovar is a pair with that Brenton Doyle. Not taking Stanton. Garrett Cole, Will Smith, Sal Stewart. I don't have a lot of Sal Stewart, but I don't have any Reds. Yeah, let's just go ahead and go with Tovar. Tovar is a popular pick of mine, but that's okay. I want to real quick consult my Tovar. 13%. I am definitely happy taking Tovar. I think that he's pretty underpriced this year. He should bounce back. But I've never seen Breaking Bad. Everyone's told me to watch Breaking. It's like Stranger Things and Breaking Bad were 2 shows that I held out on for so long. And I still have held out on Breaking Bad. What's funny is I've watched Better Call Saul. Not all of it. I've seen like the first seasons. I started watching Better Call Saul one day whenever I was sick. And I binged the whole first season of Better Call Saul on a sick day. This was a few years ago. And the reason why I did it is because Corey had been telling me to watch it. So I thought. It's funny because I called him after, and Bobby says, Spencer, watch Breaking Bad. I will get to it. I promise you I will. And when I do, I will tell you. But I called Corey after. Let's go with Mickey Moniak, stick with this Colorado theme. I like that. And I was like, hey, I watched the first season of Better Call Saul, and it was really good. I liked it. And he goes, oh, well, that's cool. And I'm like, well, I mean, you told me to watch it. And he goes, Oh, well, no, I mean, I've never seen Better Call Saul. I'm like, you've never, like, you told me to watch it. He had told me to watch Schitt's Creek, and I confused it in my head and said, and watch Better Call Saul instead of Schitt's Creek. But I really liked Better Call Saul. It was really good. Junior says Better Call Saul makes more sense after watching Breaking Bad. Guarantee. I know that it would for sure, because there was many times that I had no idea what was going on. But and then Brad says Schitt's Creek is goated. Yeah, that's still I haven't seen. My problem is I rewatch the shows that I love way too much. I rewatch The Office and It's Always Sunny all the time. All the time. Those are like my two favorite go-to shows. These second drafts, I always get more focused on the chat than my drafts. My teams decline dramatically. Noted. I will stop it. Probably not. Yeah, seriously, I get it. Duggar says Schitt's Creek is amazeballs. Season 2 and on. Season 1 sucks, huh? A lot of times whenever I've heard people say that season 1 of something sucks, it really doesn't. Funny, have a similar story. I accidentally started Severance thinking I was about to watch Succession from a, yeah, see, I confused those two shows too. And yep, R.I.P. Kevin's mom, definitely. Wildly different shows, but Severance is great. Severance is the show with Ben from Parks and Rec, right? That's Severance, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Though both of those I've not seen. Brad disagrees. He says both those shows suck. Well, Corey says Succession. I know that's another one he's told me all about. You got to watch Succession. My issue is I watch sports way too much, because during the baseball season I sit here and I literally watch baseball every night. Like whenever baseball is on, I don't know how you guys watch baseball. I have the MLB subscription, and my favorite channel by far is the I'm blanking on what it's called. It's like Red Zone. Why am I blanking? I've watched it for years. Big Inning. I think it's Big Inning. But it's the baseball show that's on every night on MLB from 7 to 10 or 10:30. And usually I'll just put that on, and I'll just have that on whenever I get home. I'll watch that until 10:30. Then I'll usually go switch over to Oakland A's game. And then I might have YouTube videos playing on my phone at the same time. If Manzardo is good, I will be rich. And then I usually fall asleep at night watching The Office or Seinfeld. And I whenever I'm watching YouTube, I'll watch It's Always Sunny reaction videos. That's some of my favorite videos or show to watch reaction videos of is It's Always Sunny. It always shocks people, and it's great. I'm watching the Pete Rose doc. Ooh, I didn't know there was a Pete Rose doc. What's that on Netflix? I might have to check that out. That sounds really interesting. I would like to see that for sure. Okay, back to my pick here. So I'm pushing, like I said, I'm pushing the two pitchers that I'm going to take till the end. I'm done at outfield. That last pick of Mickey Moniak, I'm good at outfield. Nope. Hold on. Let's go star this guy. I may not be done at outfield. Let's take an infielder here. This is someone I have way too little of for what he could bounce back to do, is Adley. I wonder if I've even drafted him. Holy crap, this might be my first Adley. No, I have 2%, but still very little Adley. Another guy who I saw homer today. Yeah, Brad, that's who I just put in my queue. I think I'll do a 7-6-7 build, because I'm pretty good with my 6 infielders. Jose Ramirez, Zach Neto, Marcus Semien, Jacob Wilson, Tovar, and Rutschman. I think that's good enough. Where hopefully Ramirez, Neto, and Semien can get me through most weeks. And yeah, that's good enough. We're going to do a 7-6-7, and I don't want to push it until the next go around and see someone else take him. So let's go ahead and grab Zach Veen, and that's my first Veen. It's got to be. Yeah. First Veen share makes sense to do. I've got this Rockies thing. We've been talking about him. I put him on my note from the last draft to make sure that I drafted. Adley hater. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I have been, honestly, I have been an Adley hater. Yes. After Pete Rose doc, we can watch the Emmanuel Clase doc. if they made one, I'd watch that too. HBO Max. All right, cool. Thank you. I got HBO Max. I'll check that out for sure. Junior says, man, there needs to be a Class A doc. No kidding. I would watch it. I'd watch a Class A documentary in a heartbeat. Once all of the information and the news comes out and we find out exactly, I want to know for sure. Did he groove the pitch into Kerry Carpenter that he hit the walk-off homer in the playoffs 2 or 3 years ago? 2 years ago, I think. Did he groove that pitch on purpose? Did he blow it? I think so. Again, first thing I thought of, the second that I heard about the Soriano betting, throwing games, throwing pitches. So that's something that I want to know. I want that to come out. And if there's a doc, eventually, if there's a documentary about him, I guarantee that would be in there. Guaranteed. I wonder how much Luis Ortiz would be in there. He'd probably be just a side note about proving how bad of a guy Clase is for dragging him in and down into the gutters along with him. Sorry, Luis L. Ortiz, in case anyone was wondering which Luis Ortiz I'm talking about. Bobby says, I was aware of the obvious throwing bad pitches on 0-0, not grouped homers. That's it. Yeah, seriously, that's why I'm like, as soon as it came out, they were like, oh, he's throwing ball ones, throwing pitches in the dirt, and that's the thing. But my brain immediately went to, well, if he's doing that, what about these times that he actually gave up these big blown saves, which he would do every once in a while? And that Kerry Carpenter one stuck in my mind immediately. And I don't really know if there's been any news or anything coming out talking about that specifically, but I would be very interested if there is. Very interested. Okay, we're coming to my last two picks. I got to figure out who I want for my last two pitchers. Who do I want for my last two pitchers? We're not going to go with another Grayson this time. Yes, he's done. Like he's gone. Like he's like basically banned. He's going to go to jail. So like there is no coming back for him. Gosh dang it, Ryan Weathers went. Gosh dang it. All right. So I think I might take someone tonight that I haven't seen. Oh, what the heck? My thing froze. Oh, great. 2 seconds, 1 second. Get in there. Oh, no. Did I get it in? Did I get it in? What just happened? Oh, thank goodness. I was sitting here waiting to make my pick. And then I realized that you guys have probably all experienced this. I looked up and the clock wasn't counting down. I had to back out, go back in. It literally said 1 second. I went to go click a star real quick. Oh, man, that was so close. I literally almost starred Pablo Lopez, guys, because he's at the top. And I immediately went and I was like, star. I'm like, oh, crap, unstar. And then I let me scroll down just enough. I got lucky there. They gave me a nice little delay. Oh, boy. That was close. That was close to blowing this build right there. Woof. Oh, cool. He and that whatever NBA guy can get in and sell together. Yeah, Billups. Yeah, that whatever NBA guy. Andy Pages chased the ball. Yes, I saw that one. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. That's whenever he got the text of like that the what was it? Where the guy sent him the text after Andy Pages did that of the dude fake hanging himself with the toilet paper around his neck. I saw that. That's my favorite part of drama, Junior. Oh man. Okay, back. Okay, my pick. Hold on. Don't want to talk through this. All right. So there's any number of guys that I could pick here, but I'm going to take someone who I've not drafted, who I saw go in our draft last night. I made a comment about it, and I've drafted him already on 2 or 3 of my Gladiators back in November because I was impressed last year with Ryan Nelson. Ryan Nelson, come on down. Oh, I didn't know that was real. Absolutely. And then I was just saying because he sucks at swinging balls. Oh, he and Baez. Yeah. I didn't show that part. Didn't show that part. Okay. What did Bobby just do? Oh, he took Tyler O'Neill. He took Yastrzemski and Tyler O'Neill at the end of this. Yeah. I said, what did he just do? Because I saw this comment right here. First Tyler O'Neill for you, Brad. It was for you. Aren't you glad, Brad? Bobby did that because he cares. He did that for you specifically. It's a gift. If you're trying to take him on that team, you needed the help. Oh, that's good. At least I have Polar Bear. You sure do. All right. And Brad went with Chase DeLauder. Chase DeLauder with his last pick. Brad did the 686 build that he knows I don't like. Oh, that's so good. I can tell this fellow knows ball because he's a Ryan Nelson respect. That's right, buddy. I appreciate it. Ryan Nelson, hey, like I said, he impressed me last year. A couple years ago, him and Dre Jameson came up. They were both getting similar hype, and then Ryan really didn't do that good. But last year, he sold me. He sold me. All right. Let's take a look at some of our squads here, guys. Let's take a look at some of our squads. All right, let's go back over to here, share this tab. This is the previous draft. Let's go to the one we just did. Nope, there it is. Beautiful draft. Okay, so let's check out TK11's team. So TK11 did a 776 build. Crochet, Pavetta, Michael King, Bubba, Eovaldi, Nola, and Jack Leiter. Oh, bro, you know I love this pitching staff. This is a pitching staff that I'm a big fan of. You've got the upside, the dependability. You've got the dual San Diego guys that hopefully are good, and you locked in the stud at the top. Machado, Vinny P, Bryce Terang, Matt Chapman, Jake Berger, Luis Ariz, John India. So with old Johnny India, that's the only one I personally, hey, if he bounces back and is great, then this could be a really cool pick. But I'm personally not looking at touching him. I get it's the Kansas City thing. Like you got your Vinny P, you got your Cags, you got your Isaac Collins. Isaac Collins, he's pretty impressive. He's a good pick. You got my boy Harry Bader, Judge, Churio, Nimmo. You got a really good team, of course. TK11. I know you do. I have no doubt that you guys who are in here drafting tonight have some stud teams. Other than Brad, of course, who went with the silly 686 build where he took Jose Soriano. Gross. Giving you crap, Brad. But truthfully, yeah, I don't love the build. I don't love the pitching staff from the bottom down, the final three. Of course, the top three are great, but with having this as the bottom three, I would have definitely liked the seventh to feel better. I get, though, you can be like, hey, Scooble and Cease, they're going to be good enough that I don't need a seventh. And it could be true. It could be. And I see why you went with the eighth. Immediately, as soon as I look at infield and seeing Connor Griffin as your second one, I get it. I know that's why you did it. And you took Kevin McGonigal. So that's why you went 8. So I feel you, bro. I see it. Acuna, Wyatt Langford, Yelich, O'Neill Cruz, Brian Reynolds, DeLauder. With these 5 at the top, that's good enough. Again, not drafting DeLauder because I have zero faith in him staying healthy, but he gave you a little Cleveland thing, and he still can be really good. And his price is now cratered since he already got hurt again. I see you got him at 237 with an ADP of 186. So I see exactly why you did what you did, Brad. And even though I'm giving you crap, I still think that it's a good team and it could work out. I just don't think it'll work out. It's got too many question marks. But you know what? When you are drafting heavy, that's what you do. You take some teams with some question marks, and if it don't work, it don't work. But if it does, it could hit big. And I like the double big rookies there. All right. Reagan, Sonny Gray. We're on Bobby Boucher, by the way, who did a 7.67. Reagan, Sonny Gray, Robbie Ray, Trevor Rogers, Bubik, Mitch Keller, Matthew Boyd, with Pete Alonso, Olson, Betts, Hunter Goodman, Albies, Baldwin, Tucker, Teoscar, Adele, Adolis, Dalen, Yastrzemski, and Tyler O'Neill. Okay, let me take a quick look at the stack pieces you did. So with Pete, You just did a pair with Tyler. With Atlanta, you got Olsen, Baldwin, Albies, and Yaz. The Dodgers, you've got the several Dodgers pieces, Betts, Tucker, Teoscar. And then you've got some solos. Then you got some solo guys. Again, Bobby, another great team. Your pitching staff, it's good. I would say it's not great. Obviously, I've seen you have much better pitching staffs than this, because these final three guys, all which could work out, even really to extend to really the final five, even though they all can work out, and I like the upside, and I can see the positives for all of them, other than maybe Mitch Keller. But Mitch Keller is kind of your steady innings guy. Like Mitch Keller is, it's just like what upside is there? The upside is, I guess, he was good a couple years ago. He could get back to what he was. But overall, another really good team. Duggar, what you do at 776? You do any better than last night? Let's see. Luzardo, Mizorowski, Yuri Perez, Alcantara, Imai, Garrett Cole, Brady Singer. This is about as classic a Jeremiah Duggar pitching staff. Weight, upside, take the swings. Not really very many dependable guys. Maybe Brady Singer, you can count that, but Duggar likes to swing big. Swing for the fences. That is the Duggar way to play. Ellie De La Cruz, Ketel Marte, Christian Walker, Luke Keeschel, Bryson Stott, Eldridge, Moises Ballesteros. Holy crap, I missed that one, Duggar. I missed the Moises Ballesteros play. Devers, Taylor Ward, Profar, Michael Harris, Marcy, and Ozuna. The outfield's Studley. Outfield's really good. Why'd you take Ballesteros? He doesn't pair with anyone. Did you do that just so that I could talk about him and ask this question? Let's go back over to the comments and see. Let's go back over to the comments and see. Oh, there's been a lot of comments since I've been talking here. I don't know. Let's see what Bobby just said here. I got bamboozled by a Mitch Keller was filthy today. 2 inches of run on his fastball. Yeah, see, that absolutely. Hey, that's going to happen to us more and more as we move along, too. We're going to get spring training bamboozled, no problem. Oh, and Duggar, he drafted Ballesteros because his visa cleared. That's a good reason to take him. Boys, I've been thinking about him. I like his odds fifth for rookie of the year. Here's the thing. How's he going to play enough? All right. Oh, hold on. Let's consult the roster real quick. They got to play him at catcher. Maybe if one of these guys gets hurt, he plays more at catcher. But how is he going to stay in this lineup enough unless he just mashes? Now, that's the answer. That's how he plays enough to matter. He just hits his way into regular playing time. And that could happen because that could get him, they could take the hit on his defense to get him more. If he got catcher, if he got that 10-game catcher eligibility for our other leagues, then that could unlock. Yeah, he could be good. I can see it. All right. I can see the world. I'll concede. I can see the world where it could happen. Shaw is hated. That's true. Enough just needing him September 1st to 15th. That's true too. That will play. All right. You guys made your point. Moises Ballesteros can be mixed in. Well, do we just do another, guys? Do we just do another? Who's blocking him a catcher? It was Carson Kelsey and Miguel Amaya. Miguel Amaya, though, is better than you think. Carson Kelly is still pretty decent, too. He sucks at a catcher. That's why. Don't act like you're not so just because you... Hey, what can I say, Duggar? What can I say? If we do another, I'm going to be drafting as a weird as squad. You know what? It's been a long day for me. I don't really want to do another tonight because I've been sticking to my 2-a-day thing. And it's 10 p.m., 10:18. I think we'll call it. I didn't look at my team. I don't even remember who I just drafted. Let me go back and look at my team real quick. I do not remember who I just drafted. Let's go see. Brad, did I look at your yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Who did I draft? 767. One of my rarer builds, of course, but I've been trying to do that more. Wu, Freed, Framber, Nolan McLean, Bradish, Ashcraft, and Nelson. Yeah, I like that. I like that staff. And it's an interesting thing that I did differently. Yeah, I remember this team now. I had blanked for a second at what I had just drafted, but now I'm looking at, yeah, it's a solid team. I like my team. Definitely much different than what I normally do. Got a nice little Oakland and Colorado thing. Didn't really stack anyone else, which I'm fine with. I kind of one-offed everyone else, but having a couple Colorado and Sacramento guys, I guess I shouldn't say Oakland. I will want to always forever say Oakland though. It hurts my heart saying Sacramento still to this day. And yeah, Rockies. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing. But well, guys, hey, for an impromptu throw together stream where I just wanted to jump on, I didn't make a post, I didn't nothing. I just jumped on and went live. Super glad that you guys jumped on here and drafted with me tonight. Tomorrow night, Brad, tell us what time? 8 p.m. I think it's 8 p.m. Central is what you said yesterday. Over on Stacking Dingers, Jason and Brad, or Brad and Jason, however you want to say it, drafted Dinger. And Bobby, thank you, buddy. I will have that video out on Monday talking about my exposures review. Yep, 8 p.m. Central tomorrow night on Stacking Dingers. We'll go have some fun. See how many times we can count how many times we see Jordan Walker on the screen, shirtless Logan O'Hop, and to see if Matthew was able to get anything else, anything new. What do we got new for episode 2? Huh, Brad? Anything in the works? I'd be interested to see. But guys, hey, thank you all again. I'll be back Tuesday night. So Tuesday night, back for our normal time, 9 p.m. Central. I'll be making a post that day on Twitter. My Twitter is at TheRealDeal136. If you follow me on there, I usually post when I'm going live. Tonight's the first time I've just randomly popped in live. I probably will do this again occasionally if no one's doing anything on the night, no one's streaming. If I'm not doing anything, and I feel like just jumping on here, I might just jump on. And if you guys want to come along with me, great. And if not, no big deal. But Bobby, see you, buddy. Brad, appreciate it. And Brad says, I think there are some things in the works. Looking forward to seeing it tomorrow night. Well, guys, until next time, keep drafting. See ya.